And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Racine Family Mornings. I am so sorry I'm running late. I actually was like deep diving into something here and yeah, couldn't, what's going on here? Come on. Let's try and get, there we go. I was deep diving into something that I wanted to talk about this morning and couldn't find it and completely lost track of time. So I am sorry that I am 1 minute late, but we will still keep it under the 9 o'clock so you can be with me the whole time. So let us talk today. So today is Monday, which is Real Estate Rewind Day. And we're going to talk about that. But if you do find any value in this content, do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, click like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and share so that you don't miss any of the content on this page. We put out shorts every day on YouTube. We put out, and if you're not sure, if you're seeing this on Facebook, our channel on YouTube is Living in Racine. So it's really fun, really easy to just go at Living in Racine. That is our YouTube channel. So if you are on Facebook, however, do me a favor, click share, give me a thumbs up, a heart emoji, even get mad at me. I don't really care. It would be great to have some interaction. I can see if you are in the chat. I can actually see your chat right up here. Thanks to Russ a couple of weeks ago doing this for me. So yay for Russ. Russ is actually down in Kenosha today, doing some really cool stuff. Don't want to tell you guys what that's about, but it's very cool. Let's see if I can get this turned off. Let's see here. Oh, that's why I'm not on this page. I clicked on something else. That's why. There we go. All right. So today is Real Estate Rewind, which is what we do every Monday. And today I thought I would talk about one of our stories. People often ask me, in fact, they ask me all the time, when is the best time to sell? In fact, I just had a conversation with someone last week and they're like, well, spring is the best time to sell a house, right? And I said, actually, no, I will never say that. And they're like, well, but that's when everybody's looking, right? That's what no, actually, that's not true. Spring is a time to sell. It is not the only time to sell. And it really depends on your house, your situation, your area, whether spring is the best time. And what I said to this person was I said, well, it is a great time to sell. I'm not going to tell you not to, but it is absolutely the time to sell is when you are ready to sell. And when the time is right, then it's time to sell. And I am going to prove that to you today because I'm going to talk about one of our listings that we had in 2019. So this is going back about 5 years now because this was December of 2019, just before COVID. And, you know, there are certain times of the year that we say it is a really bad time to list. So generally speaking, the last week in June is a bad time to list. And the reason for that is because a lot of families go on vacation for July 4th. So if they were looking for a house, they kind of put a pause on looking while they go on vacation. And a lot of families take their vacation over July 4th because all the schools are out by then. So it's not even about July 4th. It's just that every single school is done, including summer schools are usually done by the end of June. And so every single school, every single thing is done. There are certain sports things that end at the end of June as well. So a lot of families go on vacation in July. Well, as a result, we say, the end of June, not the best time. If you're going to list at that time period, just wait until like a week after July 4th when people are starting to come back. It's actually a little bit better for you. And so that's what we tell people. Another time that we tell people is a really terrible time to sell your house is the week of Thanksgiving. And the reason for that is twofold. One, because even though women are the decision makers in selling houses, a lot of men are up hunting that week because that's the beginning of hunting season is the weekend before Thanksgiving and then all the way through that whole week throughout. So we always say, oh, Thanksgiving's a terrible. Now, what's the third really terrible time to sell a home generally? 2 weeks before Christmas and the week of Christmas, New Year's, etc. So there's like this 3-week time period, and especially the closer you get to Christmas. So that 2 weeks or less before Christmas, nobody is thinking about buying a house, you think. Everybody is just trying to get Christmas done, Christmas concert, Christmas parties, Christmas, whatever. It's all Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. And so what did we have some clients do? Well, we had some clients who came to us. They're like, we need to sell our house because we're moving for a job in January. And we went, okay, when can we list the house? Can we list at the beginning of December? And they're like, well, not really. And we talked to them in November. we're like, well, we'd really like to get it on the market at the beginning of December. They said, well, we're not really allowed to say that we've got this job until about the middle of December. And I'm like, okay, but I need to let you know. I mean, we will do everything. We will pull out all the stops and we will do everything we can. But middle of December is a really terrible time. And they're like, I know, but it's what we've got to do. Went, okay, then we'll do it. This is what we're doing. We're not going to say no to helping you just because the timing isn't great. And just because but we cautioned them, said, all right, we're going to do everything we can, but open houses, people may not be coming because they're busy running around doing shopping and getting food and all the things that are Christmassy and stuff and making those Christmas cookies with their kids if they have even a couple minutes to spare. And they went, okay, that's fine. And so what we did was we actually listed, and I will go back and I'm going to look at it because this was what was incredible. And I forgot to actually look up this part of the date, but it was, let's see here. It was in 2019. So 2019, it was December. I know the exact listing date. Okay, so here's what's crazy. Our listing date was December 16th. Now, I think you need to understand, that means the open house for their house was on December 22nd. 3 days before Christmas. That's when their open house was scheduled. 3 days before Christmas. Who goes to an open house 3 days before Christmas? Well, apparently, quite a few people did, but we didn't actually have to worry about that because we listed their house on the 16th and we actually had an accepted offer by the 18th. Now, remember, this is before the craziness of COVID. So anytime somebody says to me, what's the best time to list the house? And I'm like, well, I used to think December was a terrible time. I used to think that 2 weeks before Christmas was a terrible time. As it turns out, it was a perfect time. They had an accepted offer in a few days. They were ready to go. We still held the open house because we'd already advertised it and we didn't want the family to be too disrupted. They just spent the day out and we just told people there's already an accepted offer, but we'll take backup offers and et cetera, et cetera. We didn't get any backup offers on that one. We have in the past, but we didn't on that one. And it was a pretty solid offer to begin with. And middle of January, we closed and that family was moved. And it was like, this is incredible. So anytime somebody tells you that you have to list your house in the spring, don't believe them because you don't. It is when you are ready, when the time is right for you and the time is right financially, emotionally, prepared wise. So don't think that you're going to miss some window because if your house is done right, you are better to wait a week or two and drop it on the market perfectly prepared than to drop it on the market. And how did we perfectly prepare? Well, we did some staging for this one. We did some soft staging. And one of my favorite stories comes from this house as well. And that was little Miriam. She was just so little at the time. And I had it on video and I've been looking all weekend long for this video and I don't know what happened to it. And I'm a little bit irritated that I don't know what happened to it. But little Miriam was being held by her mom and I said to her, so are you excited about moving? And where are we going to be moving to? Are you going to be moving near grandma and grandpa? And she's like, the zoo. Miriam had decided she was going to move to the zoo. And so I'm like, well, I think mom and dad want you to go with them. But we all had quite the laugh because she was one of those little tots. And, but yeah. When people say, what's the best time to sell? You know what? The best time to sell is when you are ready emotionally, physically, and financially. That's the best time to sell your house, when you are emotionally, financially, and physically ready to sell your house. So that's all I've got for you today in Real Estate Rewind. And hopefully you enjoy yourself and have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow, I will be here with our next home hack. You don't want to miss it. A little bit of hack to help save you time and money on your day for your family. All right, see you tomorrow morning at 8:45. I will be on time tomorrow. I promise. I will not let myself get distracted. All right, bye for now.